I'm about to end this man's whole career. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
What's going on, Mike Geeks? I'm Kanko Yotaka, and welcome to Home Base Serenity, where today we're discussing Fortnite Save the World. Today's video is the long-delayed second part to my Mega Base Kyle video.
Oh my god, my prayers have finally been answered.
Each of my loadout videos comes in two parts. The first part is the loadout that I want to show off, and the second part is where I challenge that loadout to see if I can make it better. I've had the gameplay for this recorded since June, from back when I was still power level 102. As I said in the previous video, life just intervened. But now the time has finally come. Today, we're finally going to challenge Mega Base Kyle with someone I had in support for that loadout, Heavy Base Kyle.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother, baby. Yeah.
This is the hero that caused the Nova explosion for every 30 eliminations on a tile affected by base. So how is his perk different as Commander? As Commander, it still takes just 30 eliminations on structures affected by base to activate the explosion, just like it does when he's in support. The difference comes in the damage output and the radius. In support, the Nova explosion deals 39 base energy damage in a 3-tile radius, but as Commander, it deals 89 base energy damage in a 5-tile radius.
Big. Bada big boom. Big boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Bada boom.
And it's going to be really interesting to see just how impactful that increased radius and damage is going to be with each explosion. Another difference with Heavy Base Kyle is that he does have a slightly different and slightly less ideal ability kit for my playstyle. So instead of Plasma Pulse, which I love by the way, Heavy Base Kyle has Decoy. With it, you deploy a decoy that will distract the nearby husks for 6 seconds. It can be really great, I just don't typically use it in my personal playstyle. I would much rather still have Plasma Pulse. He also has Rosie, which I have already stated I don't really like because of the 3-minute cooldown, and Bull Rush, which is really helpful. So onto the loadout I'm going to use with Heavy Base. I'm still using what I feel is the best team perk for any base hero, Supercharged Traps, which increases the damage of any trap affected by base by 8.5% for each constructor, which means mine are increased by a total of 42.5%. With Heavy Base Kyle taking the lead, I've switched Mega Base Kyle into a support role. In support, Mega Base adds just 1 tile onto the area covered by base instead of 3. The rest of the loadout is exactly the same as before. Because it's been a while since the last video, I'm going to quickly go over the rest of the team. I still have Thunder Thor for the electrified floors, the Ice King to snare enemies on structures affected by base, Base Kyle to increase building health by 28%, and Power Base Penny to heal structures attached to base by 4% of their max health every 10 seconds. And of course, as usual, I also have the Hover Turrets and Adrenaline Rush as my gadgets. So to do this challenge, I'm going to take both loadouts into a Retrieve the Data mission and see which is the most effective, judging on the combat score and how well the two bases perform. I also want to see just how much better Heavy Base's Nova explosion is. So let's start off with Mega Base. I already have the defense built and I'm ready to go. So let's go back in time a few months and hear what I had to say about each of these missions. And of course it would choose nature after I built out of metal. Well, we'll see how this goes. Looks like they're really just coming from one direction, which is unexpected actually. It's good because I had to rush and get this all built real quick. I mean, it's pretty well defended from all 4 sides. I made sure of that. But I'm really glad, especially with it being nature against metal, that it's all coming from one direction. So far, between myself and my defenders, we haven't let a single husk get through to the actual base yet. Now, the storm will probably move at some point, I'm assuming. This was about the best place I could probably hope for with the Mega Base, honestly, in a forest zone, because I had a really great flat place where I could get most of the extension of Mega Base out. That's the only problem with something like this, is finding enough room to use it sometimes, because you don't always have enough space to get all 7 tiles of your base out. on something like this. On other missions where you're building up a little higher, maybe putting the base a little higher, it's a little bit different. But on something like this, where the base is only one tile above the ground, it gives you a lot more room to actually put out some floor. Now when we switch over to heavy base in a second, it's going to be a little easier. Oh, the propanes are already coming in. Oh, stop it, stop it! I hate propanes. Oh, they're going to destroy the whole thing, aren't they? Just leave it alone. And put some floor back down where the propanes destroyed it, just so that base can get some more effectiveness. You know, I'm really, really glad they are all still coming from one direction. We're halfway through now, and they've all come from the one direction, which is great. It makes it a lot easier to defend this. So far, so good. I'm liking it so far. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Oh, here comes the mini-boss. Oh, it's a ricochet again. Why does it have to be a ricochet? I hate the ricochet modifier. Well, at least... Okay. Interesting. Jumping back to the present because something apparently happened with the live gameplay audio. I just wanted to point out that it seems like if you are far enough away from a mini-boss with the ricochet modifier, you can apparently still shoot it, and the modifier just does very minimal damage back to you. Might be helpful to someone in the future. At least, that's what it seems like from what I'm seeing here. Okay, now, same deal with heavy base. The defense is already built and we're ready to go. So here we go back into the past again to see how this part of the test went. I haven't seen an elemental yet, so maybe we're going to get a strictly physical round. That'll be fun. Well, I need to let them come over to the base rather than killing them away from the base. That defeats the purpose. Kind of choking them into this one corner here. Whoa! Hello. That was pretty massive. Kind of want to just, like, let my defenders take him out and watch the next one happen. Watch the next explosion from a little bit of a distance. See what happens. It's kind of the reason why I decided to use defenders. Sheesh. Okay. That is massive. And look at the wave clear. Okay, yeah, this is pretty great. I mean, this wasn't necessarily a 100% perfect test because they're not necessarily all making it to the base. But I think it's going to do what we need it to do here. Look at... What are you doing coming off to the side? You're not following the path. Oh, the storm did change directions this time. Okay, that's good. Well, I didn't realize my sniper defender had broken her gun. Thought it had more durability than that left, but apparently it didn't. Propanes, you're not welcome here. What is this, a propane with a shielder? That shouldn't happen. Go away. Alright, I got you, I got you. You're no match for my base. And back to the present, because again something happened to the audio at the end of this mission. I'm just going to let this play out while we discuss the results. It looks like Mega Base Kyle did the most overall combat score, but that is possibly just because of the larger area the base can cover with him. Heavy Base Kyle did come really close though. Where he outshined Mega Base was that insanely powerful Nova explosion. So I think for me, if I was asked which was better, I mean, I'd say...
Is it too much to ask for both?
Honestly, they're both really incredible loadouts, but they just serve different purposes. I think Mega Base is most useful when you have a larger area to protect, like in shelter missions or multiple Atlas missions, or in your SSDs, war games, and endurance mode. Heavy Base might be a better option for the smaller defenses, like a single Atlas mission or a Retrieve the Data mission. But honestly, either can really work in any defense. It just depends on your playstyle. If you want to try this loadout for yourself, I'll show you how you can get all 6 of these heroes again if you don't already have them, since it's been so long since the first time I covered them. Heavy Base Kyle can still be recruited from the collection book under the Expansion People section under Cyberpunk Heroes, the same set as Harvester Sarah and Bulletstorm Jonesy that I've covered in previous videos, for 120 training manuals and 100 legendary flux. As I said in the previous video, Mega Base Kyle is the only mythic constructor that is part of the base game, so he can be found in any llama that grants base game heroes, or he can be recruited from the collection book for 300 training manuals and 250 legendary flux. Same goes for Base Kyle except that he costs the same as Heavy Base Kyle. Thunder Thora and the Ice King are both still considered to be event heroes and can therefore be recruited from the Road Trip Heroes Viking Heroes set and the Holiday Heroes Frost Knight set respectively. However, at the time of the release of this video, Thunder Thora is actually in the store right now for 2,800 gold. But remember, this is the last week of the season, so get her quickly if you don't already have her. Lastly, Power Base Penny along with Power Base Kyle are still only available in the limited edition Founders Pack if you picked the Constructor class, or in the Ultimate Edition Founders Pack, which gives you the 2 legendary heroes from each class. As I said in the last video, all of the Founders heroes are still reskins of base game heroes. The hero that these 2 are reskins of is Power Base Nox, and he can be recruited in the same way you would recruit Heavy Base and Base Kyle. That's going to do it for this video. Again, thank you all so much for the support. I'm honestly so sorry that it took so long to get this video out there. Now, I'm going to take a second here to do something I've been meaning to do for a while and haven't, which is to promote my Twitter. If you want to keep up to date with everything that's going on, please follow me on Twitter at HBSerenityYT. Last week, I actually posted a roadmap of what's coming up on the channel. Assuming everything goes to plan, I'm going to cover the Battle Royale live event this weekend, and then follow that up, hopefully within the next day or 2, with my Season X wrap-up video, where I'll be talking about both modes. After that, I'll finally be continuing my Twine Peak Storm Shield Defense setup and gameplay series for SSDs 2 through 6 that has already been recorded with CJ and Joden. Since they were recorded before some recent changes were made to the Twine Peak spawn points, I will make sure to advise of the updated spawn points and correct anything erroneous in the old recordings. And somewhere amidst all of those Twine Peaks SSD videos, as soon as they re-release Raven, which I'm theorizing they've been saving him for next season because of Halloween, I do have a loadout video planned around him, which I am actually really excited about. If you want to see any of those videos or any other videos that are coming up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see each new video as soon as they go live. Also, if you have a different favorite constructor loadout or a different way that you would build Heavy Base Kyle or Mega Base Kyle, please leave a comment down below. I would love to see how else you all have built these heroes. As always, shoutouts to my favorite Save the World content creators, Latana, Demon Joe France, David Dean, Tori X, Aiden Harris, Rounded Tic Tac, Gaming Might, Nihilec Dreams, X Samantha, and Enforcer. I've linked all their channels down below. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and stay cool, geeks. Have a great day.